Tim Samuels.
Yeah, Ronnie Greer, appreciate it, man. I didn't know that we'd finally make it to football season.
I'm about to jump out of my skin,
yeah,
man.
I know you are. We're excited about this. This is a new year, new beginnings, a new platform to bring Ennis football right here at Ennis Sportsnet. Brother, you want to talk a little bit about that?
What a long, strange trip it's been. Yeah, I do. I tell you what, I got a bunch of thank yous. Of course, we want to start with the ranch. 106.9, the ranch has been our home for 20-plus years, and we want to send a special shout-out to them over there, all those folks. We got a lot of love from those folks over there, and we return it. And we want to say thank you to Kerry Dean and JoJo Jordan and Jerry Schlegel, of course, and Jake Summers. Don't want to forget him.
Jake Summers.
And, of course, the incomparable Gina Hallam over there at 106.9 The Ranch. We do appreciate y'all, and it's been a great ride, but it's all new now. And, I think that what we have done now, to get here, it's been incredible. A lot of talk and conversations with the EISD and AD Joe Costia and of course our crew. I didn't want to come over without bringing everybody because we've had such a great ride with all of us together. And so, if you don't mind, I'd like to introduce you guys, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's start with my executive producer over there, Cody Dickerson, and sitting beside him is the stat man, Rick Nelson.
Rick.
Okay, and right over here somewhere is the incomparable sideline man, Barticus Harrison.
The one and only Bart Harrison.
Yes, sir. And then, of course, our tech guru, our video ninja, Charlie Sykes.
Charlie.
And last but certainly not least, the VP of Ennis Sports Network, Sandy Greer.
Right on, Sandy.
Couldn't do it without her. So thank you to all of y'all, and I told them, and 28 years of business in the convenience business, you didn't work for me, you worked with me, and that's what you guys are all about. So remember that, because that's the truth.
Ronnie, a lot of people wonder why the change, why move off of terrestrial radio 106.9 after all those many years. They're still family, they're just more extended family. But, digital is the new wave, right?
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
The opportunity to go digital, but, you and I have talked about this for 3 years now, the opportunity to cover Ennis Independent School District athletics in its totality,
yes,
right? So,
yes, as a matter of fact, we just had a conversation today about getting volleyball on, and we're going to do it. Somehow, some way, volleyball will be on in the next week or so. And we don't have a sponsor. If anybody out there wants to sponsor volleyball, give me a call. I'm open for discussion. But we're going to do it anyway because we're not tied to the numbers of the radio, okay? That's why, here since COVID, before COVID, we were doing everything, and after COVID, it just got to be a ridiculous number, and I'm not putting blame on anybody. I know, business is business. But we don't have to do that. If you and I want to do it for free, we're going to do it for free, right? I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. So we're going to try to get each and every sport that we can get on, and I'm realistically looking at volleyball and, of course, baseball, softball, and, man, I want to do some soccer. Anybody out there do soccer? I can say, go! How about that? Put the goal on the board.
But the point is, we have no boundaries, no guardrails.
That's
we can do whatever we want to do in supporting Ennis athletics.
And all credit to EISD for recognizing that, and also the opportunity to make more money for the school district. And that's the big plus, and because it just wasn't happening, and we're going to make it happen.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better. But tonight, talk about this place, Fern in the Wild. We could have easily done this on YouTube, but we are live and in color right here at
what a venue.
Oh,
I mean, it's so laid back and relaxed, but refined, okay? And I just had one of the best chicken fried steaks I've ever had in my life. And that's saying a lot because I grew up eating Mary's Cafe out in Strong, Texas. So if you know anything about it, that's a serious chicken fry. But that was a delicious chicken fried steak right there, and my compliments go out to Morgan Ruffin and Becky McCarty and all of her crew, everybody in here. I mean, they do such a wonderful job. If you know me and you follow my Facebook page, you see me here every Saturday morning getting me some waffles or some biscuits or something.
Or you'll be talking about those biscuits.
Oh,
they're like 8 inches tall or something like that.
Something like 2 foot, you know, and they break off in layers, and you eat them in flakes, you know. And every now and then, man, you got to hold them down on the plate with a fork to keep them from flying away. But anyway, so, we're going to get that done, and all the thank yous and appreciations, and know that it comes from the heart, because we really do appreciate them.
Well, I want to echo those sentiments. Appreciate everybody at Fern in the Wild for the hospitality. It'll be a lot of fun, not just tonight, everybody. Every Wednesday night for the rest of the regular season, and who knows, beyond that, all bets are off. We'll focus on this 2025 Ennis Lions football season, but we look forward to it. Every Wednesday night right here, live at 7 o'clock p.m., Fern in the Wild. Speaking of tonight, big show.
Big show.
To kick it off, and you want to talk about our special guest tonight?
Well, there's this guy that he just showed up one day.
Well, yeah.
But he brought a kid with him named Colin, and as a pair, I think they made a pretty good splash, But, of course, I'm talking about Coach Drake, and he was our athletic director for, I believe, 6 years. I could be wrong. Correct me if that's not right, but I believe that's correct. But and I got questions for that guy about getting back in and, the whole thing. So that's going to be great. And then later on, we're going to talk to this year's quarterback in charge, Chris Martinez. Young man took the JV from, I think, 0-2 to 7-2 overnight, seemed like, last season. So I tell you what, you talk about a talented young man, and I hate to put it on anybody, but physically and arm strength, there's this guy named Graham that used to play here that he reminds me a lot of.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to do it.
He reminds me a lot of Harold. I don't know what else to say about it. And I'm not saying that to put pressure on the kid, because he's already out. I mean, in that scrimmage, last week, he was phenomenal. I mean, he's putting the ball on a rope and throwing that 35 out. And, the unique thing about the kid, I believe, is his sense in the pocket when he drops back. In those progressions, if he sees green between 1 and 2, or 2 and 3 especially, if he sees enough green there to get what the pass was going to get at least, right? He's gone. There's no hesitation. I mean, he takes it, and I know that may not be encouraged. But another thing that I want to do real quick, where we at, Cody? We good? 2 minutes, okay. He's got that scrunch. Remember how Colin when Colin would hit the line and somebody's about to hit him, he would compact himself? Chris Martinez does that. Now, I don't know if he might have been coached a little bit on that, but he's got it.
If he may just be a natural.
Exactly.
He certainly has a great feel as a quarterback. We look forward to learning and getting to know Chris a little bit more here.
I'm going to have to get used to looking at that camera, aren't I?
We're just a couple of minutes away. Man. I guess we'll bring Coach up after our first break, because we're going to go there.
Do it.
So while we got a couple of minutes, Ronnie, let's talk about, real quick, we had a scrimmage last week, which was a nice warm-up leading into the first scrimmage game against Anna coming up Friday night.
Thursday.
Thursday night. And then a week from Thursday on Friday night, the Battle of 287 one more time, I guess. 109 years or whatever it is. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
What about it, Cody? 1 minute. So we can do that. We can ask when we want to, can't we?
What's that?
I mean, we can ask Cody, when we want to, can't we?
Yeah.
I mean, it's our deal, right? I mean, it's not the Tonight Show.
But, Ronnie, really looking forward to the platform, looking forward to the format. It's going to be strange for a lot of our listeners, and now we can say viewers, because on YouTube, with that experience, you'll not only get the audio, but you'll get the video, just as though you're watching a football game on television. So you'll have the pleasure of both worlds, right? So looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. I can't wait. I'm really excited about it. Like I said, it's finally here. I can't hardly believe it, but here we are.
We need to pay some bills. You want to take us out so we can hear from our sponsors?
Absolutely. We'll be right back on Coach Talk with Ennis head football coach Don Drake on Coach Talk live from Fern in the Wild, brought to you by Webster, Greer, and McLeod.
Hey Ennis Lions fans, we invite you to come and enjoy Fern in the Wild in downtown Ennis. Located at 211 West Knox Street, this locally owned hidden gem offers farm fresh dishes, all made in-house and from scratch. You will also enjoy craft cocktails, boutique shopping, and Wednesday through Saturday an inviting speakeasy, all in a charming historic setting. Come join us for lunch, dinner, and you don't want to miss the Wild Brunch on Saturday and Sundays. Go to ferninthewild.com to make your reservation. Fern in the Wild. Come make yourself at home, y'all.
Kozlowski's Collision Repair is run by a family that will treat your vehicle like their own. Located in Ennis, they provide professional and affordable collision repair that you can depend on. Dent removal, auto body work, and collision repair, you name it, and they'll take care of it. Contact Kozlowski's Collision Repair today at 972-875-3900 for all of your collision repair needs. Kozlowski's Collision Repair, a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions. When it comes to home building or improvement in Ellis County, one name stands out: Blackland Building Supply in Ennis. Decades of experience, the Blackland team knows what builders and homeowners need: quality products, fair prices, and reliable availability. Their massive 16,000 square foot showroom and 5 acres of lumber ensure you'll find exactly what you're looking for. Visit them at 1701 South Kaufman in Ennis or call 972-878-0995. Blackland Building Supply, local, dependable, and proud supporters of the Ennis Lions.
Harmony Bank is a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions. At Harmony Bank, we believe better happens together. We feel the same when we watch our Ennis Lions come together on the field. Harmony Bank is a community bank dedicated to this community, and we build real connections by delivering unsurpassed banking solutions for families and for businesses. Visit any of our convenient locations in Ennis, Waxahachie, Italy, Rice, Kemp, 7 Points, or at one of our 5 locations in Dallas. Come see us at Harmony Bank. Member FDIC.
The boys are back in town, so gear up for another Ennis Lions football season with some new glass. Here at Ennis Glass, the job isn't finished until you're satisfied. Family owned and operated for 35 years, Mike and Chris Vasquez knows what it takes to get the job done right.
So call now and get your free estimate today, 972-878-9902. That's 972-878-9902. Financing available.
The glass that lasts. Ennis Glass, proud sponsors of Ennis Lions football.
Hungry for real Texas favorites? Come to Alma Smokehouse Barbecue off I-45 in Alma, Texas. Family owned and operated by Jesse and Susan Martinez since 2009. Alma Smokehouse serves up mouth-watering favorites like baby back ribs, succulent brisket, smoked sausage, and much more. They've even got you covered for breakfast. So bring your appetite to 6531 Southwest I-45, Ennis, Texas, or call 972-875-2669. That's Alma Smokehouse Barbecue, where Texas flavor meets family tradition.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fern in the Wild right here in Ennis, Texas. Of course, coming back into the break, brought to you by Webster, Greer, and McLeod. Appreciate those guys. And now the special guest, one of our special guests of the night has arrived, and appreciate everybody joining us back. For Ronnie Greer, I'm Tim Samuels, and now, without further ado, we get to bring on the head coach. I got to get used to saying head coach Don Drake. Coach, thank you for joining us tonight. We look forward to the conversation.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. I do. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Don.
So, Coach, we got a lot of questions to go over with you tonight, Coach. And number one, it's not all. And I'm going off script, Ronnie, so you're going to have to forgive me, right?
No,
so
man.
Dock my pay, whatever you got to do.
Okay.
But, Coach.
You get paid?
Typically, coaches go from a coach to an athletic director, and they've reached that echelon of administration. And you've been there and done that at Ennis in particular for the last 6 years. And lo and behold, you're right back in the catbird seat as a head football coach. What was that inspiration? What really made that come to realization that you wanted to coach again? Talk a little bit about that to kick us off.
Well, I've said many times over the last 6 years that our family's really, really blessed to be in Ennis. From the moment I was hired here and got welcomed by this community and the experiences that we've had, it's really been a blessing for us. And, you know, I'm a believer in that God orchestrates your steps. And so I think for us as a family at that time, this was a perfect fit for us, for me to move out of coaching into an athletic director role. Most of you know that Colin played college football at Georgia. Obviously, at the time we came here, we didn't know that that was going to happen. God knew that was going to happen. We didn't know it. But you know, having to be a head coach at that time, it would have not allowed our family to really be as involved in his life over the last 4 years. It wouldn't have allowed us to be a part of my daughter, who's at the University of Arkansas's life over the last couple of years. And so our family, you know, situation, it was really just a blessing to be able to move into that. But one thing I found pretty quickly, and didn't know that if I'd ever get the opportunity to coach again, but I've got a real passion for working with kids. And so when this opportunity presented itself in January, it was one that I jumped at and wanted to make the most of the opportunity if it was going to be given to me, and it was, and so thankful for that because the timing of it was perfect. You know, Colin finished his college career in January, and our daughter's doing great at Arkansas, and our youngest is going to be a senior here at Ennis this year, and she's a cheerleader, and so it just all really fit. And so I'm just very blessed and thankful for the opportunity. Coaching's always been a mission field for me. I mean, I've always looked at it as an opportunity to help grow young people. And 31 years ago when I got into education, that was my passion, right? That's what I wanted to do with my life. And so now it's given me an opportunity to get back into that again and do it again.
Awesome, Coach. And you're no stranger to coaching. You've invested a lot of years in coaching, and I remember reading about you and a lot of success you had in the North Texas area as an offensive coordinator, and got into the McKinney system at North McKinney, then took over McKinney Boyd. And correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, but you took over a McKinney Boyd team that was 0-10, and all you did in 2007 was take McKinney Boyd to the playoffs the first time ever. And not only to the playoffs, but you took them all the way to the state quarterfinals. And with that success, it earned you Coach of the Year awards. And then you go on a march of playoffs almost every year, finishing off a 13-year career at McKinney Boyd, if all of that sounds right. I think that's a round of applause, a lot of success.
Yes, absolutely.
For Coach Drake. And glad you're back in coaching. Glad you're in Ennis.
Glad he's in Ennis.
I still like the way he fed us in the press box as athletic director.
Absolutely.
But
well, maybe Costia. Maybe he can put a bird in
He'll be
Costia's
pretty good
ear.
at it, I'm pretty sure.
take it away, Ronnie.
Well, Coach, I said it when you came as athletic director. I want to say it again. Welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so let's talk coaching philosophy. In one or two sentences, how would you describe your coaching philosophy?
It's pretty hard to do in one or two sentences.
Well, then don't
okay?
do it. Take the time you want.
I've always felt, I've got a passion for the game of football, obviously. It's why I coach yet, but I look at my philosophy as just growing men through the game of football. And I think it's so important that young people, especially young men, right, have an opportunity to experience what all football's about and the life lessons you learn through that. It's a tough game to play, you know, as y'all know. And life's tough, too. And so part of my philosophy is how hard can we make the game, right? So to teach them they have to handle adversity. They have to work through things. They have to learn to become tougher individuals, because when they leave out of here and when they leave out of their household, they've got to be better prepared to handle life, right? And when life comes at you hard, you got to be able to face it and move through it. I've always felt like my job as a coach is to take a young person to a place they can't get to on their own. And I think that we all need that. We all need somebody in our life that's what they do. And for me, that's who I want to be for the kids that I coach.
That's rock solid, Coach. I'll tell you what, let's talk in terms of the layman, okay? How would you describe your offensive scheme to someone that really didn't know what they were seeing?
Yeah, well, if they've watched Ennis for a long time under Sam Harrell, I think that they're going to look at what we do offensively, and they're going to see a lot of similarities to that. it's a shotgun, no-huddle offense. We're going to be able to move at a fast pace if we need to. We can slow the pace down if we need to. You're going to see some, power run game with an H-back, much like we've seen over the last several years through Coach Harrell's teams. You're going to see some, spread and empty formations. Y'all already touched on Chris and how talented he is. Obviously, as a coach, I'm smart enough to see that and understand that, and we're going to give him some opportunities to move the football through the air as well. So I don't think it'll be a lot unlike what they've seen before. I mean, I think everybody's styles are a little bit different, but it'll be really similar to what they've seen over the last several years.
Let's get one more quick one in. What goals have you set for the team, both on and off the field?
Well, I think on the field, it's learning how to compete at a really high level, We talk about physicality, we talk about toughness, we talk about playing with great effort. And it's something that we expect and something we demand from the kids. And so for us, one of our goals would be to see that happen on the field. And then off the field is, trying to help them become better humans. I had a great friend of mine who made that comment the other day, about his son that's in our program and helping him become a better human. And for us, that means, how can we help them become more self-disciplined, more self-controlled, right? More accountable for who they are and what their actions are. Again, those are life lessons that we're trying to teach so they can carry on into their future.
Well, it looks like we got about 2 minutes. I think we can get one more in, Tim.
Yeah, so, Coach, from day one when you decided to go back into coaching, you were offered the job and you accepted, you began thinking about your culture, your team, your goals, as Ronnie's question alluded to. Also, it's the importance of buy-in, right, from the players and everybody within the program, your staff that you help put together. Talk a little bit about what goes into that and where do you feel like you're at with the buy-in and support from everyone involved?
Oh, I think we've come a long way since January when I stepped into the role. When you come in, everybody wonders who you are and what you're going to be about, right? And so you're going to talk a lot about what your philosophy is. You're going to talk about a lot about what your expectations are. But the reality is they're waiting to see if you can walk your words. You know what I'm talking about, right? And so when you talk about things like toughness and you talk about things like high expectations and self-discipline and accountability and connection, that's an important term for me as well. They want to see that, right? Because relationships are all built on trust. People have to be able to trust you, and they're going to determine whether they trust you based on whether they see if what you say is actually what you do, right? And so I think that over time they've become to realize that hopefully I am who I say I am every single day, and hopefully these kids understand that I'm here to help them and encourage them. And sometimes that encouragement looks like tough love. I tell them all the time, like, I'm going to love you enough to be tough on you, right? And I've had that philosophy at home with my own kids, and it's one that I carry to the field house with me every single day as well. But, everybody wants to be loved, and everybody wants to be cared for, and I think that's an important part of it too. Regardless if you're Chris Martinez and you're the starting quarterback for the Ennis Lions, or you're that brand new freshman we've got walking through the field house with his eyes wide open, right? He's got to feel connection to us as well.
Trust through action. I love it. Take us out, Tim.
Yeah, appreciate that, Coach. Stick around. We've got more with Coach Don Drake. This is the Webster, Vicknair, and McLeod Coach Talk with Don Drake. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
Howdy, folks. This is Dr. Matt Boyd. Our staff at Ennis Veterinary Clinic is positively passionate about your pets. We've been providing the very best care for your four-legged friends here in Ennis for more than 40 years. Dr. Jason Zollinger and I and all the clinic doctors are available for full-service medical and surgical care for your furry friends. Come on in and see our newly remodeled facility, or check us out at EnnisVetClinic.com and find some warm hearts for those cold noses. Ennis Veterinary Clinic is proud to support the Ennis Lions.
At Permaco Royalties, LLC, we buy oil royalties, gas royalties, and mineral rights. Our primary focus is the Permian Basin in West Texas, but we buy anywhere in the United States. Permaco Royalties, along with its principals, are committed to providing sellers with the smoothest closing process in the industry. In an effort to deliver to mineral and royalty owners, we offer competitive prices and promise to work quickly from start to finish. If you are interested in getting a free offer with no obligation to sell, please contact us at offer@permaco.com.
When life changes in an instant, you need a legal team with a legacy of winning high-stakes, serious injury, and wrongful death cases. At Webster, McNair, and McLeod, we fight aggressively to secure the full compensation you deserve. With over 120 years of combined experience and nationally recognized trial lawyers, we bring trusted strength to complex litigation. Go to WVMLaw.com or call 713-581-3900. Webster, McNair, and McLeod. When the stakes are high, experience matters. Hey, Ennis Lions fans, keeping up with a business and understanding its tax obligations can seem overwhelming and complicated. McElroy and Associates is here to help. They offer services including accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and tax preparation. Their office is informal, their staff is approachable, and their rates are competitive. To schedule an appointment, call 469-903-6101. McElroy and Associates. They look forward to helping you discover a better way to run your business.
This is Jake Willingham, Realtor and Team Leader of the Willingham Group at Keller Williams Realty and proud supporter of the Ennis Lions. We want to wish the Lions all the best this season and thank the community and our clients for their continued support. We're not just about buying and selling properties, we're about building relationships and providing you the best possible real estate experience. Give us a call at 972-740-6851 or visit our website at soldlikeamug.com and let's tackle your real estate goals. Go Lions!
Getting ready for game day? Doc's Beverage and Convenience Store has everything Ennis Lions fans need, from snacks and drinks to services that keep you rolling. Inside, the Kolache Depot serves up the best kolaches in Texas you don't want to miss out. Need cash? Quick cleanup? Doc's has an ATM, check cashing, and even a car wash that earns you 10 cents off per gallon of fuel. Stop by the drive-thru or check wash to get freshened up before kickoff. Open 24/7 on Ennis Avenue west of I-45. Doc's is proud to support Ennis and the Ennis Lions. Welcome back, everybody, to Fern in the Wild. Tim Samuels, Ronnie Greer, and Coach Don Drake. This is Coach Talk with Coach Drake, brought to you by Webster, McNair, and McLeod. We've got a lot of ground covered with Coach, but we've got more for you, Coach, and I appreciate your time as you get ready for your first big scrimmage against another team that's not wearing maroon and white this week, so we'll get to that here shortly. Coach, talk about, you kind of alluded to this, so you can just elaborate some more if you wish, but building relationships with players. Talk about that in and of itself, if you would, how critical that is, and maybe, how do you go about doing that in a way that brings purpose, brings meaning, value to both you as well as the player or players in this case, but relationships, however you'd like to address that.
Sure. Well, one of the first things that was really important when I first came in January was how quickly could I learn the first names of every player on the team, right? And you think, well, that may not be a big challenge, but when there's 175 of them and you're trying to do that really fast, it takes a few days to get that accomplished. But the reason that's important is your name matters, right? And so when you can walk down the hallway and you can look at one of your players in the eye and you can call them by their first name, then they know Coach recognizes them and Coach knows who they are. And so I think that's step one, and that connection piece that we talk about is being able to call a player by name. And then also, a player who whether, again, regardless if they're a freshman level player or they're a senior player that's starting for you on the varsity football team, if you're able to walk down the hallway and have conversations with all of them, then they know they matter, right? And when you're trying to build relationships, that's a critical piece. I mean, I talked about trust, but I talked about making people feel valued because we all want to feel valued. And so I think that's one of the ways I go about doing it. Another thing, and this may be kind of funny, I don't know, but, if a kid misses practice, right, and I can see him in the hallway and go, "Where were you yesterday?" Then he goes, "Oh, he realizes I wasn't here," right? So, again, I mean, he knows he matters, right, to the program. Your presence matters to the program. So I think all those things help you build relationships with the kids, and when you're able to talk to them about other things that don't just have to do with football, right, but all the things like encouragement and all those things as well that you do on a daily basis, again, just about developing relationships. But it goes back to trust, and it goes back to, like, who I am as an individual, and can I be that same way every day? Sometimes emotions can take us through a roller coaster, but kids need somebody who can be the same way every day. When they walk in that field house, they know the Coach Drake they're going to get, right?
Right.
And because they know that, then they can learn to trust me, and then that's a big key in building relationships with them.
Awesome.
Well, Coach, what kind of identity do you want your team to put forth on game night?
Yeah, really physical style of football, relentless in our effort. At Boyd, and our kids wore this kind of with a badge of honor, but we had a sports writer one year that said, win or lose, his teams are going to send you home bruised.
Yeah.
And, we took a lot of pride in that because we wanted to be a really physical football team. And so I believe our kids are buying into that. We've got a mantra that's, MTH. I'm wearing it here on my shirt. It stands for meaner, tougher, and harder. And that I created that years ago in 2006 when we opened Boyd because I wanted to create a visual, right, or a mental image for our kids of what it means to truly compete and to compete in a fierce way. And I think that's important. When you go into competition, it's not time to be nice, right? I mean, it's time to do whatever it takes to win.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what it takes. And so I talk to the kids about that. When it's time for the ball to go down and us tee it up and kick it off, like it's time to be fierce in the way we play. When you go in the classroom and you're talking to your teacher, it's time to be gentle. So we talk about gentleness and we talk about being fierce, and there's a time for each.
Absolutely.
Most of the time in our life as men, we need to be gentle. But when it comes to competition, it's time to turn it on, right? And so that's what I would expect from them when we play.
A little follow-up on that. I tell you what, you're so well-spoken, and I know that comes from listening, okay? So tell us, who is your biggest influence as a player and then in your coaching career?
Well, I'm going to jump right to my coaching career. I worked for an individual named Mike Green when I first started coaching, and I've always felt this way, even 31 years later. And Mike was the best I've ever seen at being able to get kids to play the game as hard as they could play, right? And I think it all came back to, again, his ability to relate to players and connect with players, but also understand that, hey, we got to try to get them to a place they're not going to get to on their own, which means we got to push them harder than they think they can be pushed, right? We got to do all those things to try and create toughness in them and then build confidence in them along the way. Confidence drives effort, and effort drives performance. And so, Mike is somebody early in my career that I had the blessing of working under for a few years and watching him be able to do that. And I was able to take a lot away from that and apply it to my own coaching style.
One more.
Coach, as you take the helm in your first year at Ennis as a head coach, talk about what first-year success looks like. I know you've probably thought about this a million times, you know your program, but what is first-year success going to look like for you as a head coach?
Oh, wow. I think there's a lot of things that go into that. Obviously, on-the-field success is what everybody wants to know about and point to, and so I think for us it's, what's the most we can get out of this team? I think the best compliment you can give a coach is he did way more with what he had, right, than what others could do with it, and that's always my goal is, we're going to push them to go beyond where they think they can go. And when we finish the year, I want people to look at it and say, man, they got the most out of them. That's the real goal. There's a lot of other things in terms of the program, just in, how we practice, right? What our expectation level is for how disciplined we are off the game field, off the practice field, in the classroom, in the community, right? How we carry ourselves. What we do academically. I mean, all those things are measuring sticks that we're gonna use and to term, how successful we were within this first year. But that would be kind of the best glimpse I can give you of how I'm gonna look at it.
I love it. Thank you, Coach.
Let's move to a little 6-5A breakdown, Coach. Of course, everybody's given Midlothian Heritage that top spot as far as being, returning district champ, 7-0 in the district and what have you. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I think they're a quality football team. I mean, they've been very competitive for the last several years. I know Ennis has been very close in several of those games over the last few years with them. So I'm looking real forward to that night when they come to Ennis for us to play. I think our kids will be ready and they'll be prepared. to go give them a battle for that. But they're very well coached, and they're a talented team. I'd say that about several of the teams on our schedule that we've got in district play. You know, Crandall's a really, really good football team. They're in a growing community. Both of those schools this time next year won't be in 5A Division II. Midlothian Heritage will for sure be in 5A Division I, and Crandall may be 6A by the time they realign, depending on their enrollment. So they both have grown significantly over the last couple of years, and you see that in the talent level that they have, you know, on the field. But our kids will be prepared and ready to go compete.
All of the know-it-alls have Ennis in that mix in that mid-tier there with Crandall, Kaufman, and Terrell. And personally, I think that you've got a really great chance of making the playoffs. How you feel about it?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I really do. I mean, if you look back at last season, again, the Terrell game was one that we took the lead right there at the end, right? And then unfortunately lost it not too much later after we scored to take the lead. But, you know, that was a very competitive game. The Crandall game was extremely competitive at the end of the third, you know, mid-third quarter, and it got away from us. So, you know, the kids have played at high level and been very competitive. Our job is to take them to the next step, and so that's our mission. That's what we intend to do.
All right. Well, we got 1 minute, so we're going to say that we want to say thank you for coming up. We're going to bring Chris up here after this next break, and it's certainly been a pleasure. I know Tim may have one little something else for you.
Well, we just got through witnessing your scrimmage last week, Coach. Overall, quick synopsis of that. Were you pleased with what you saw?
Yeah, I was. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me that. You know, when you're scrimmaging yourself, if the offense takes control of the defense or vice versa, you got to be real worried, right? Because that means it may mean the other side's not very good. I thought it was pretty balanced overall. Really excited about tomorrow night when we can take on Anna. We finally get to hit somebody else for a change, and I think it'll tell us a lot about where we're at.
All about staying healthy, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach, appreciate it. We look forward to this every Wednesday night. Hopefully you'll stick with us. We'll make it worth your time.
For sure.
That is Coach Don Drake as he checks out with us. How about a big round of applause for Coach Drake? Appreciate that, Coach. And with that, we'll go take another commercial break. We'll pay some bills. Of course, this segment brought to you again by Webster, McNair, and McLeod. We'll see you back here in 90 seconds.
Let's be honest, moving is stressful. Nobody looks forward to packing up and hauling out. That's why you want to call Frank Weaver at A1A Movers in Ennis. One quick phone call, a few details, and just like that, your move is booked. Their team, total pros, friendly, experienced, and efficient. This isn't a weekend gig for them. Moving is what they do, day in and day out. Homes, businesses, local or long distance, one haul does it all. If you're planning a move, go with the crew you can trust. Visit A1AMoving.com. A1A Movers, your move made easy.
Interstate Bank and Trinity Capital Bank are proud supporters of our Ennis Lions. These two hometown teams share a commitment to excellence and community. At ESB, customers come first with friendly, personal service only a true local bank can provide. With locations in Ennis, Sunnyvale, Dallas, and Forney, they're always close by and ready to help. Interstate Bank and the Ennis Lions, two of the best teams in town. Go Lions! Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Big mess? No stress. Call Ace Solutions, your local junk removal and bin rental experts. Whether you're cleaning out the garage, remodeling, or demoing a whole building, Ace Solutions has the bin for you. Need construction cleanup? We handle the mess so you don't have to. We're locally owned, available 24/7, and proud to serve Ellis County and beyond. No surprises, just honest pricing and dependable service. Call 972-935-8954 or 214-448-1916. Say habla español. Ace Solutions, you call and we haul.
Rooftime General Contractors is a full-service contractor serving Ennis, Waxahachie, and the DFW Metroplex. Rooftime brings an experienced, friendly, skilled, and knowledgeable staff to your projects with 30 years of experience in residential and commercial insurance claims resolution. If you have storm damage and you need a free estimate or an inspection, contact EHS alum Joanne Jones, Scott Laza, or Blake Butler with Rooftime General Contractors at 972-723-8463 or follow them on Facebook. It's prime time for Rooftime.
Howdy, folks. This is Dr. Matt Boyd. Our staff at Ennis Veterinary Clinic is positively passionate about your pets. We've been providing the very best care for your four-legged friends here in Ennis for more than 40 years. Dr. Jason Zollinger and I and all the clinic doctors are available for full-service medical and surgical care for your furry friends. Come on in and see our newly remodeled facility or check us out at EnnisVetClinic.com and find some warm hearts for those cold noses. Ennis Veterinary Clinic is proud to support the Ennis Lions.
Harmony Bank is a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions. At Harmony Bank, we believe better happens together. We feel the same when we watch our Ennis Lions come together on the field. Harmony Bank is a community bank dedicated to this community, and we build real connections by delivering unsurpassed banking solutions for families and for businesses. Visit any of our convenient locations in Ennis, Waxahachie, Italy, Rice, Kemp, 7 Points, or at one of our 5 locations in Dallas. Come see us at Harmony Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fern in the Wild. Tim Samuels, Ronnie Greer, and a second special guest joining us right here. We'll introduce him here momentarily. Again, this Coach Talk brought to you by Webster, Vicknair, and McLeod, our sponsors tonight and every Wednesday night, and we look forward to that. Appreciate Coach Don Drake. Good to catch up with Coach as we get ready to kick off the football season for 2025 right here in Ennis, Texas. And you heard Coach talk about the quarterback that's going to take the reins here for the Lions, and Chris Martinez. Welcome to the show, my friend, and look forward to learning and knowing a little bit more about you tonight.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
So Chris, I was doing some background checking. I went back and remembered you when we were calling the Ennis Corsicana game a couple of years ago.
Had to bring that up, didn't he?
That was about 2 years ago.
It was about 2 years ago, to be exact. And Chris, you had a really good game against the Lions. Well, individual stats, not the team, but you had a great game. You had a 75-yard touchdown pass in that game. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yes, sir. I was really nervous going into the game because I walked in, I heard the train horn. Oh, my God.
But you had that 75-yarder. You threw for 157 that night against the Lions. As a sophomore, you led Corsicana in passing yards with over 850 yards through the air. You threw the most touchdown passes for the Tigers. And I knew then, that you were an impressive young athlete as a sophomore. Getting a chance to watch you in the scrimmage last week at Lyon Memorial, your games continue to evolve, but officially for us on the football side of it, welcome to Ennis as well. Look forward to broadcasting and being part of your games this year.
Yes, sir.
Welcome home, Chris.
Thank you.
So, Ronnie, any opening remarks for Chris?
Well, other than what I said a while ago, I probably shouldn't have. But all to the side there, he was very impressive at the scrimmage, and I really did. I enjoyed watching him, and I tell you what, I was kind of impressed with the way the offensive line gave him some protection there, Coach. So everything looked good. You got wide receivers that can catch it if he can get them to him, which he can. I think it's going to be a pretty good year. Hey, but I'll tell you what, let's get down to the brass tacks here, okay? What was your reaction when you first found out that you were going to be leading the Ennis offense at quarterback this season?
I think more than anything, I was excited for the opportunity, and I was grateful for everything because it had been almost 2 years since I've been able to play varsity sports, so it was more than anything just a blessing to be able to play again, and I was excited for the chance.
How would you describe your leadership style, on and off the field?
I'd say that I'm more passive. Like, I don't like to yell at people, but when I know it's time to kick it on, I got to tell them let's go. And yeah, because I know, like, from experience, yelling at people, it doesn't really help. So I just like to correct them as they go and just push them to the right direction.
Lead with positivity.
Yes, sir.
Right on. What about it, Tim?
So Chris, in terms of your measurements, what are you, about 6 foot, 1, 2, somewhere in there, about 180, 90?
200 pounds.
Are you 200?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, Chris, you talked about it's been 2 years since you played varsity sports. Played a little bit JV last year, right? What have you learned since your sophomore year to now? What have you been working on in your game to perfect your craft at the quarterback position, getting ready for this senior season for the Ennis Lions?
I feel like the mental aspect of the game. Coach Drake helped me a lot the past few months, been getting me ready, learning defensive fronts, when to throw the ball, when not to throw the ball, situational moments. You know, I used to just kind of just run around, throw the ball everywhere, wherever I wanted to. Now I just learned how to actually read a defense, when to do everything, and when to take risks, when not to take risks, little simple things like that.
So let me piggyback on that for a second. So with all of that being said, what do you consider to be the strength of your game at the quarterback position?
I would definitely say just improvising. Like when something goes wrong, I feel like I'm good at making something happen.
When it breaks down,
Yes,
you're
sir.
going to make a play.
Yes, sir, off script.
I like that. Off
I do
script,
too.
off platform.
Well, Chris, let me ask you, what part of your game have you worked on the most during the off season to prepare yourself for this opportunity coming?
This summer has just been a lot of throwing the ball to my receivers, getting the chemistry up.
Repetition.
Yes, sir. Making sure everybody's on the same page, getting the timing correct.
Chris, what about anybody that you've studied and, quarterbacks like to watch other quarterbacks, maybe at the college level, maybe the NFL level? Is there anybody that you emulate or pattern your game after?
Growing up, I watched a lot of Marcus Mariota at Oregon,
Okay.
so I just naturally, I feel like I just started playing kind of like him. And the older I get, the more I liked watching Aaron Rodgers, the way he just throws the ball and creative with it. I feel like it was very unique, and I like that play style.
A little Marcus Mariota and Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Not bad. Hey, what are your game day superstitions, rituals, or pregame routines?
Well, I feel like I don't do anything too crazy. I just like to keep it simple and just do the same things every week and not change it up.
You don't turn the stereo up and play your leg or nothing like that?
I just like to sit down and put my headphones on, just to be in a little quiet area.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Chris, we asked Coach about what success could look like this year. For you, a similar question. As you lead this Lions offense this season, what are your goals individually to help the team reach their team goals? That's the first of a two-part question. I'll save the second part.
I feel like my goals is really just doing my job, not trying to be anything crazy, just do what Coach Drake tells me to do. And when something goes wrong, don't be a superhero. That's one of my biggest problems, I think, right now, just doing too much. But I've been doing my best to fix it. Yeah.
So after this season, what are your aspirations going forward? Do you want to keep trying to play football after that, or do you have other dreams that you want to pursue?
Yeah, I would like the opportunity to play college football. I feel like I put in a lot of time and a lot of training, so I would like to go play somewhere else.
Right on.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Chris, what's the chemistry like in the locker room right now as far as interactions between the guys?
I feel like right now it's at an all-time high because this summer we spent a lot of time together. And with all the working, we just all built the bond together, especially this summer. I feel like it's been the toughest summer we've had so far. So I know I've only known these guys for a little less than 2 years or a year, but I feel like we've been growing together, and I feel like we'll have a great year.
But you're right on that. Who are a few teammates you think will surprise Lion fans this year?
Well, I got around 6 or 7 guys. I feel like Jack Holland on the O-line, he's gonna be great. He got hurt, but this year I feel like he's gonna be really good. And then Andre Ibanez, he's also from Corsicana. I've been playing with him since we were little, so I feel like
Got
we
a
can
connection
piggyback off
there?
of that. Yes, sir. Then there's a lot of guys, and when Darius Jones, my running back, I feel like he'll be great. Aiden Jones at tight end. A lot of great players.
Chris, what motivates you the most on the field? What drives you?
I feel like it's just the support of my parents because I know they put in a lot of time and effort for me to have this opportunity. They've worked their whole lives pretty much just for me to be able to have a chance here. So I'm grateful to them, and without them, I wouldn't be here. So I feel like my biggest motivation is just being able to make them happy, and along with my brothers too, they're my biggest motivation.
Excellent, man.
What message do you have for the Ennis Lions fans coming out to watch the Lions this season?
I'm going to just keep it simple. I'm going to just say, grab your popcorn. Let's get ready.
Nachos?
Yes, sir.
I like nachos. All right, brother. Well, when you're not playing football, what do?
I feel like I like to go fishing with my friends. Fishing, going eating. It's just spending
I
time
got
with
your
friends
man
and
right
family.
over there.
Yes, sir. And that's pretty much all I do, really, if I'm going to be honest with you. I just go to church on Sundays, go fish in the afternoon, go play some football.
Simple life?
Yes, sir.
I like that, Coach. All right, we got 10 seconds, brother. Let's get out.
Chris, we really appreciate you joining us here tonight. We look forward to watching you play this year. Good luck against Anna this week in a scrimmage game. Get to hit somebody else not wearing maroon.
Yes, sir.
Good luck with that. We appreciate you joining us. How about a round of applause
Best
for
of
Chris
luck.
Martinez?
Chris Martinez, yes.
Appreciate that, Chris. Ready for a break?
Yes, sir.
Let's take a break. You are tuning in right here on Ennis Sports Network on YouTube. It is the Webster, Vicknair, and McLeod Coach Talk with head coach Don Drake. That was special guest Chris Martinez. He's Ronnie Greer. I'm Tim Samuels. We'll see you back here in 90 seconds.
Navarro Contracting is locally owned by Ennis Line alumni Corey and Cody Navarro, offering turnkey construction services and excellent workmanship. Navarro Contracting has 14 years of experience and keen knowledge of the industry. You will receive exceptional customer service and hassle-free completion of all your project needs start to finish. For a job well done, call Navarro Contracting at 469-550-4515, a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions.
The boys are back in town, so gear up for another Ennis Lions football season with some new glass. Here at Ennis Glass, the job isn't finished until you're satisfied. Family owned and operated for 35 years, Mike and Chris Vasquez knows what it takes to get the job done right.
So call now and get your free estimate today. 972-878-9902. That's 972-878-9902. Financing available.
The glass that lasts. Ennis Glass, proud sponsors of Ennis Lions football.
I'm Jeff Irish, your Ennis Ever Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Ever Jones is a proud sponsor of Ennis Lions football on the Ennis Sports Network. Call me today, 972-875-4706, or visit everjones.com for all your investment needs. Making sense of investing. Ever Jones, member SIPC.
Looking for the best personal protection and hunting season needs in town? Mosey on over to Ennis Pawn and Loan, your one-stop shop for everything from tools to treasure. Located at 901 Lake Marble Road in Ennis, where we buy, sell, and trade tools, jewelry, gold, silver, and more. Our experienced team is here to help with appraisals and repairs. Our license to carry classes are held every second Saturday of the month, with private sessions available upon request. Visit our shop or give us a call at 972-875-9200. Ennis Pawn and Loan, trusted, local, and always loaded with great deals.
Kozlowski's Collision Repair is run by a family that will treat your vehicle like their own. Located in Ennis, they provide professional and affordable collision repair that you can depend on. Dent removal, auto body work, and collision repair, you name it, and you'll take care of it. Contact Kozlowski's Collision Repair today at 972-875-3900 for all of your collision repair needs. Kozlowski's Collision Repair, a proud sponsor of the Ennis Lions.
At the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, our goal is to complete your real estate transaction as quickly and smoothly as possible. Located at 116 North Dallas Street in historical downtown Ennis, the Baker Firm is here to service all your real estate needs while still providing that one-on-one personal relationship. Whether you're buying or selling a home, investment, or commercial property, we can help you get from contract to close, all while offering the best customer service in the business. Call us at 469-894-2152. The Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title. It's always better with Baker.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fern in the Wild. Tim Samuels, Ronnie Greer. And we'll introduce this young man here in just a moment, but this is the Webster, McNair, and McLeod Coach Talk with head coach Don Drake every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock on Ennis Sports Network, YouTube, and live here at Fern in the Wild. And now, one and only, the fabulous, the notorious.
No, don't go all there.
The incredible, the Bart Harrison with This Week in Ennis Sports. Bart, give us a rundown of what's going on with Ennis ISD.
All right. Hi, everybody. This week in sports, at Ennis Sports, Brick, quit texting me. Okay, Monday night was Meet the Lions, which was very successful. There was a bunch of people there. Yesterday, the tennis team kicks off the district season at Kaufman, and volleyball had a home game yesterday. Tomorrow, the football team, the varsity, will travel to Anna for their final scrimmage, or their only scrimmage. And what I was just told, the JV and freshmen will be here Friday for their scrimmage against Anna. Okay, last week, cross-country boys placed second, varsity and JV, at the Lancaster meet in Dallas College, with the girls Samantha Johnson placing second overall in the varsity division, and Anala Kilan was second in the junior varsity division. Tennis defeated Duncanville last week 18-0, wow, and improved to 4-1 this season. Volleyball completed the Dallas Molina tournament. The JV finished second behind some great play from Alaya Ivy. And as Coach Joe would say, go Lions. That's your week in Ennis Sports.
Right on, Bart. Appreciate that, man. Hey, while you got the headset,
okay,
let's talk about, we got to get your perspective on what you're thinking about the Ennis Lions football team this year. You were at the scrimmage last week. What did you like? What was your biggest takeaway from last week?
I like the spread. I mean, from sideline to sideline and going no huddle. I like that. Defensively, they shined a little bit. I thought they did both. Actually, both of them did well. So I'm excited to see how we go, especially the first game against Waxahachie.
And the offensive line play looked like they held up pretty well. Looked pretty good out there.
Yeah, that was a question at the start, but they looked good. Everybody looked good. So
first game, Waxahachie Ennis, always a special game. Battle of 287. I think Ronnie said 109 years coming into 8 years. 108.
I think Ronnie's been to all of them. Huh? Yeah. or a few of them.
That's always a lot of fun, though.
Oh, it's going to be.
In Waxahachie, I know Coach already knows. I mean, they're loaded. Several D1 prospects on that team. Looking forward to that game. Ennis is always going to be into that game. We know what rivalry games are all about.
That's it.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be great fun.
Bart, anything else looming on the horizon with respect to Ennis ISD and sports next week coming up? Any other announcements you wish to make?
I hadn't got them yet from Coach Joe, but as soon as I get them, I'll have them. Here.
Appreciate it, Bart. That's Bart Harrison, everybody. Every Wednesday night with This Week in Ennis Sports with Bart Harrison.
Sideline extraordinaire.
See, he's a natural.
He is.
He's
absolutely.
a natural.
That's why why we keep him around.
That's why he makes the big bucks.
Hey, ask me. I wanted to say we got time, so I want to say that you asked about the scrimmage and what impressed you the most, and I'd said a while ago what some things were, but I'll tell you what, one of the things that really impressed me was the young kids, man. We saw some really great talent in the freshman class and in those sophomores. And a kid named Kingston Bishop, that kid went for like 96 yards in 3 plays or something, 2 touchdowns or some craziness like that. And I was like, man, wasn't he the kicker? But that was his brother, was kicking. Jackson was kicking. But I tell you what, I was really impressed with that young man. I mean, he outran everybody down that the longest run he had. They had angles on him, and he outrun all of them. And I mean, it was pretty impressive. As a matter of fact, we've got some video we're probably going to put up later in the week, and y'all can go over there to Ennis Sports Network on YouTube. I mean, on YouTube, yes, you'll be able to watch it, but you'll also be able to see it on Facebook.
Right on, man. Right on. Well, Ronnie, as we get ready to close down our first of many nights right here at Fern in the Wild, let's lead into that Waxahachie game.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about the district overview. Is there anything else on that you want to talk about? We talked a little bit about Midlothian heritage and We've talked a little bit about Crandall. Coach brought them up, very talented.
Well, just, those two lower tier, Poteet and Corsicana, are on hard times. I'd really like to say they're up and coming, but they're struggling. And I hate that for Corsicana because we need Corsicana to be good just because we need them to be good. We need the competition. And it's somewhat of a rivalry, or they want it to be a rivalry anyway. And that's okay. But they've fallen on hard times, and I hate to see that for those guys, and I hate to see it for Poteet. And, who knows? Anything can happen, I think is the saying. But I really, really feel for those guys down at the bottom. I'm hoping that, I think they were they 0-10 or last year, I think maybe Corsicana was.
They were 1-9.
1-9, okay. Yeah. But, that's just terrible. It's terrible for your kids, and it's terrible for your community. And hopefully they can get something going over there and win a few ball games. You want to pull Coach Drake back up and have a close with him?
Let's do that. Always want to bring back the man of the hour.
Absolutely.
Get Coach Drake back up here, get his headset ready to go. And
how about it, Coach? Are you good?
I think so.
Okay.
So, Coach, in terms of what you hope to see tomorrow night with Anna, as you think about that game, you play that game in your head, the scrimmage game that is, you want to come out healthy. We know that. But what else, what other milestones or key developments you want to see tomorrow?
Well, the first thing, I told the kids this on Monday, Anna's a really good football team. We're talking about a team that 2 years ago in 4A Division I won the state championship. Last year they went 3 rounds deep in 5A Division II, lost to Lovejoy in a shootout game. It was like 62-59 or something like that. So we're talking about a really quality opponent. And so for us, having not played anybody yet, and that's always the question I get is like, well, how good are the Lions going to be? Well, I don't know. All we've been doing is hitting on each other for months, right, is all we've been doing. So tomorrow we're going to get to go play a really quality opponent. And I told the kids, I look forward to that. It's a great measuring stick for us, right? And so we're going to walk off that field tomorrow, and we're going to know a lot more about ourselves than what we know right now. So I'm really, really excited about it. Obviously, it's my first time to be back on the sidelines in a coaching environment, so I'm pretty excited about that as well. But I feel good about it. The kids have worked really, really hard. I think they believe in themselves, and I just really look forward to watching them compete tomorrow.
It's awesome.
Well, Coach, what did you bring out of spring that really set you off, that made you feel good and that you thought would come to some fruition here in the early part of the summer?
Well, we returned quite a few guys on the defensive side of the ball, but we changed our defensive scheme. We've gone from a 4-down look to a 3-down look, which I think is going to give us some more depth in the defensive line particularly. And it also allows us to get some different body types on the field at the outside linebacker, right? Linemen are always a commodity. I don't care what level of football you play, whether it's the college level or the pro level, but it's really hard to find quality linemen, and so I think that gives us an opportunity to build some depth in the defensive line in particular by playing a 3-man front, and so I think the kids adapted to that really well, and I feel like we saw a lot of bright spots coming out of spring practice, particularly on our defense.
So, Coach, you'll get past Anna as we kind of do a quick preview. You've got a tough non-district schedule, as you know. Beginning with Waxahachie, we were joking about Texas a while ago. They got 3 guys that have been, offered by Texas, and one that's a commitment to Texas. But they've got a host of D1 prospects. After at Waxahachie, you've got Midlothian, I believe, on a Thursday night. And after Midlothian, who do we got, Coach?
Burleson Centennial.
Yeah, Burleson right after that. So, a pretty tough slate to kick off your 25 season. In a nutshell, how would you summarize those 3 opponents?
Well, I always look forward to it. If you were to go back and look at our history at Boyd and people that we scheduled, we always scheduled a really tough non-district schedule, and I think that's important in the development of your kids. You've got to, if you do have any weaknesses, you'd rather identify them early so when you have a chance to fix them before you start into district play. If you expect your kids to play at a high level when they get to district play, well, they better have to be challenged prior to that, right? And so there's no doubt with our schedule that Waxahachie's a quality opponent. I mean, they played 3 rounds deep in the playoffs last year in 6A, coming out of a very difficult district. Midlothian, I think, went to the regional final probably the last 2 or 3 years in a row.
That's right.
Let's come back and finish that. We'll go ahead and go to break, and we'll come back and we'll do another 5 minutes with this man right here. I like listening to him.
You ready to take one out? Take
Go
one
ahead.
now?
You got it. You're the man.
Let's do that. We'll take a quick time out. This is brought to you by Webster Vicknair McLeod. This is the Coach Talk with head football coach Don Drake. He's Ronnie Greer. I'm Tim Samuels. We'll take our final time out and join you to wrap this up right after this. Getting ready for game day? Doc's Beverage and Convenience Store has everything Ennis Lions fans need, from snacks and drinks to services that keep you rolling. Inside, the Kolache Depot serves up the best kolaches in Texas you don't want to miss out. Need cash? Quick cleanup? Doc's has an ATM, check cashing, and even a car wash that earns you 10 cents off per gallon of fuel. Stop by the drive-thru or check wash to get freshened up before kickoff. Open 24/7 on Ennis Avenue west of I-45. Doc's is proud to support Ennis and the Ennis Lions.
When it comes to keeping your railroad on track, trust the experts at Lone Star Railroad Contractors. Family owned and based in Ennis, Texas since 1993, we're a 24/7 on-call service for maintenance and construction, covering routes from New Mexico to Nebraska, Texas to Tennessee. Don't get derailed. Let us keep your rails clean, safe, and moving. Proud sponsors of the Ennis Lions. Visit LoneStarRailroad.com or call Josh Newman at 972-878-9500. Lone Star Railroad Contractors, we're making tracks.
Interstate Bank and Trinity Capital Bank are proud supporters of our Ennis Lions. These two hometown teams share a commitment to excellence and community. At ESB, customers come first with friendly, personal service only a true local bank can provide. With locations in Ennis, Sunnyvale, Dallas, and Forney, they're always close by and ready to help. Interstate Bank and the Ennis Lions, two of the best teams in town. Go Lions! Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Ennis Lions fans, keeping up with a business and understanding its tax obligations can seem overwhelming and complicated. McElroy and Associates is here to help. They offer services including accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and tax preparation. Their office is informal, their staff is approachable, and their rates are competitive. To schedule an appointment, call 469-903-6101. McElroy and Associates. They look forward to helping you discover a better way to run your business. When life changes in an instant, you need a legal team with a legacy of winning high-stakes, serious injury, and wrongful death cases. At Webster, Vicknair, and McLeod, we fight aggressively to secure the full compensation you deserve. With over 120 years of combined experience and nationally recognized trial lawyers, we bring trusted strength to complex litigation. Go to WVMLaw.com or call 713-581-3900. Webster, Vicknair, and McLeod. When the stakes are high, experience matters.
Are you looking to buy or sell your new home in Ennis, Ellis County, or beyond? Call Amelia Valdez at City Real Estate, where we turn for sale into sold. Bilingual, professional, and dedicated, Amelia and the City Real Estate agents offer a seamless professional service with a personal touch. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or ready to list property, Amelia Valdez and her team have the experience and passion to guide you every step of the way. Visit us at 102 West Ennis Avenue or call 469-658-5506. Amelia Valdez, City Real Estate. Your home, your future, your sold.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fern and Wild. One more time, Tim Samuels, Ronnie Greer, and Coach Don Drake. This is brought to you by Webster, Vicknair, and McLeod all season long, and we're happy to have Coach Talk with Coach Drake. And to wrap it up with Coach Drake seems like the right thing for us to do, Ronnie. And Coach, this is probably off script, so I don't know if you saw this question, but are you where you want to be at this juncture of the season? In all fairness, are you tracking to where you thought you'd be? Are you kind of where you want to be? Taking into account health of your team and any of those other things, do you feel pretty good where you're at?
I do. I feel like we're right where we need to be. You know, I think that, again, tomorrow night's going to show us a lot of things, right? There's going to be some good that's going to happen. There's probably going to be some bad that's going to happen, but that's what needs to happen at this point in time. And again, that goes back to scheduling quality people, right? If we were to scrimmage somebody who we would just walk all over, we might walk off the field and feel really, really good about ourselves, but it might not expose the weaknesses that we need in order to get corrected in time for the games that matter the most. And so, you know, the goal is to go play really quality people and really find out, you know, where you are. But, you know, from where we are at a practice standpoint and the kids responding to, you know, our coaching style and how we do things, I think that progress has gone really, really well. I think our conditioning level's really good for where we are in the season right now. And I just look forward to, again, us finding out a little more about ourselves tomorrow.
Now, I know that, you know, here recently you had a special event in the Drake family.
Yes, we did.
Maybe you might share a little bit of that. I mean, you know, we don't want to get too personal, I don't guess, but, you know, tell the folks about that special event that just happened.
Yeah, well, I touched on earlier that Colin finished playing football in January. He graduated in May, and then he waited a really long time till June and got married. And so he stepped right out of college life into married life, and it was an exciting time for us, no doubt. And so it was a wonderful event. Everything went great. She's from Macon, Georgia, so Georgia's got pretty good football as well, but she's never been to a Texas high school football game. So
no better way to baptize her than
the next Friday. They're going to fly in late on Thursday and be here Friday night for the kickoff of that one. And I know we as a family are really excited to have them here. And for Lydia, his wife, to be able to experience a Friday night football game in Texas and against an opponent like Waxahachie in a game with that much tradition, that'll be a really special time for all of us.
Well, I'm excited to see him. Maybe we'll get a few minutes in the booth with him if he's kind enough to do that.
I bet he would.
You know, speaking of Waxahachie, speaking of Colin, Bart Harrison is the Ennis. He's the appointed Ennis football historian that we've got on staff here with this group at Ennis Sports Network. Coach, I know this hurts that Ennis didn't make the playoffs a year ago. The first time, Bart, Ennis hadn't made the playoffs, and that's not what I expected from an historian. Is anybody? It's been that long ago, right?
12 or 13 years, isn't it?
It's been a long time.
Was the last time that Ennis won a playoff game, was that when Colin Drake was the quarterback?
Yes.
No, I think Jackson Guilty won.
Guilty won.
Guilty did?
Yeah.
Might have been two of them, right? I think we got beat by Melissa in the second or third round. I can't remember which one.
I thought you was a historian, man.
Yeah. But it's been a while.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while.
It's been a pretty good while. That's like when we get to talking back and forth with the Waxahachie guys, and there's discrepancies, okay? And they got these numbers, and we got these numbers. TexasHighSchoolFootball.com has their numbers, so it's all different. And so I'll just kind of try to shut it down by saying, hey, guys, it's been a really, really long time, okay? Can't it just be that, you know? So 108 years is what I got, and that probably don't mean nothing to nobody but me, but a young man named Kevin Bohannon would tell you different, that he's the one that put the time in to go count them all. Okay,
there you go.
And do the research. So I'm going to go with Kevin.
Well, speaking of Waxahachie, you know we can't let this show end because there is going to be a major celebration at Lyon Memorial Stadium that night, and it's going to be celebrating the... You want me to say it, or do you want to?
50 years. Say it real quick.
50-year anniversary of the 1975 state champion Ennis Lions. How about that?
Wow. Seems like we just got off the bus.
It's a long time ago, brother.
A long time.
It's going to be a lot of fun, though.
It's going to be a
we
great
get to
time.
celebrate you and do it right there at Ennis. And
I've had the opportunity in the last couple of weeks to really touch base with some guys I hadn't talked to in 25 years. You know, most of us stay close, and we do, and you know, we do things together and we have conversations. But some of them have kind of drifted into the peripheral, you know, and so reconnecting with those guys and you know, getting everything together and if Blair Curry was here, I'd hug her neck 3 times because I tell you that girl has done what a job, man. One well of a job, and Joe too. You know, Joe wants it to be good, and I applaud the school district for even doing it at all because we were a wild bunch. Now, you know, don't get me wrong. So, but I do appreciate it, and I know my teammates will, and we're looking forward to it. We want to break it out one more time on the eve.
Look forward to it. Look forward to it, Ronnie. It's going to be a lot of fun. Want to encourage everybody to go out to Lyon Memorial Stadium on that Friday night. And if you cannot be there, you now have Ennis Sports Network, YouTube, where you get the video and the audio all season long. Coach Drake, one last time, thank you, sir. Appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank y'all for doing
One more round of applause for Don Drake. And with that, Ronnie, we'll call it a close. You got any closing thoughts? You ready?
Man, I just want to say thank you again to everybody that I thanked earlier. I hope I didn't miss anybody. But thanks for coming, and we look forward to doing it. Please come back every Wednesday night. We're going to do it right here at 7 o'clock.
Well, one last time, this has been brought to you by Webster, Vicknair, and McLeod. For head football coach Don Drake, appreciate Bart Harrison, Charlie Sykes, appreciate Cody Dickerson, Rick Nelson. That's Ronnie Greer. I'm Tim Samuels. Good night, everybody.